You know what I find ironic, Bumblebee? What? Is that I survive in the Cybertron video games, but at one point you died. Yeah, I know. It should have been the other way around. No, it didn't have to. I like the way how it turned out. I hate you. I know. Sup guys, and in this video, we're going to be taking a look at the brand new Transformers Studio Series Gamer Edition War for Cybertron CLIFFJUMPER. So in case you didn't know, the designers at Hasbro decided to make a second subline for this Transformers Studio Series, that being the Gamer Edition, where it releases figures of characters from throughout Transformers video games, with War for Cybertron being the very first. And so far, we now have 5 figures that have been released, that being CLIFFJUMPER. Now, originally, I said to myself I wasn't going to get these, but then at one point I wanted to get the Optimus Prime, because it came with the sword, and I felt like it could have been used well for the Studio Series Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime, but that was before I found out that Rise of the Beast Optimus Prime's axe came with Primal rather than Optimus Prime due to budget, so that kind of messed up the whole reason as to why I got the War for Cybertron Optimus Prime in the first place. Now I'm stuck with collecting these guys. But you know what? These figures are actually pretty good. Of course, Optimus Prime being a pretty good example. And hey, that doesn't mean this guy's not good either, as I do like this figure. I think it's cool. Painting and sculpting, pretty good. I do like how he's bright red, unlike the darker shade of red that they had going for the Studio Series Bumblebee movie CLIFFJUMPER. Although I feel like there's some parts of the leg that just feel off for some reason. Also, I think the kibbles, I think it's well managed. It's cool, especially for the arms. I mean, that's how he's supposed to look like in the video game. Now, when they were marketing the War for Cybertron figures, they actually had some War for Cybertron figures in another toy line during 2010 when the video game came out. I think it was called Transformers Generations, where they had some of the War for Cybertron stuff. Of course, Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, CLIFFJUMPER, Megatron, etc. But Hasbro decided to bring them back for the Studio Series, thus depriving any other Bayverse characters that are going to come anytime soon. I mean, next year I was hoping for something Age of Extinction related, as we are coming up on 10 years since Age of Extinction, but not one. The only thing Bayverse related that I think is the only thing Bayverse related coming out is the Core Class Mohawk. And yeah, it's Core Class. But hey, I think they're slowly inching their way to Megatron's clumsy Decepticon team from the 5th movie, which I think is alright. Anyways, I think it's time we talk about his accessories, in which he comes with 3, which I think is pretty cool. So starting off, he comes with this big Stinger cannon, which looks pretty cool, which has a 3mm port plugged onto it, meaning you can fit any blast effect that has a 3mm-ish kind of hole. Of course, I'm sure you have better blaster accessories than this. Anyways, you gotta do that old switcheroo thing that you could do with the Bayverse 01 Bumblebee, where you get rid of the arm and then replace it with his Stinger cannon. Not too bad. I like how you can twist it, to give it a little more accurate. And then he comes with another gun-ish. I don't know if it actually is a gun. Looks like one, but it's very goofy. Hey, you can still put a blast effect in there. And he comes with a sword, which is pretty interesting that CLIFFJUMPER is included with the sword, as he does like going in with the guns, of course. Well, anyways, it goes in there. I guess the melee sword could serve as his horns. Also, I forgot to mention that this is a really cool looking head sculpt. It's kind of reminiscent to the Transformers Prime CLIFFJUMPER. Also, I think it's well noted that CLIFFJUMPER dies in various shows and movies of Transformers. He dies in the Bumblebee movie, he dies in Transformers Prime, but I'm not sure if he dies in the video game. I don't know. I haven't played the video game. If I'm being honest, I don't really play any Transformers video games, nor am I really keen with them. I'm not too much of a big fan of the Transformers video games, as most of them are just G1-ish, and then of course the War for Cybertron kind of video games. There's no live action tie-in video game that I'm interested in. I mean, yeah, there's the live action video game tie-ins for Transformers 1 to 4, but those just look boring. Hey, Reactivate's gonna eventually come out. I don't know, I'm probably gonna skip that one, but I gotta try these video games out. as I think it would be cool to, with the push of a button on your controller, you transform your character in the video game. That's kind of cool. Something I very much look forward to do if I ever play a Transformers video game. Anyways, let's just get down to articulation. Starting off, for some reason, he has a weak ball joint at the head, pretty good swivel, and a weak up and down. Full rotation at the arm, somewhat a butterfly joint, but it only works for moving backwards, as it is mainly used for the transformation. Bend at the shoulder, bend at the elbow, elbow swivel. Wrist is on a tight hinge joint, but that's primarily used for transformation. Waist rotation, leg can move up that far, can move all the way back that far. Legs can spread, thigh swivel, bend at the knee, and the foot can bend like that, which is goofy. I mean, what you could probably do is rotate the whole waist, and then rotate the leg so you could do that kind of pivot joint, but nah. I mean, it works, but I'd prefer the right way. And the front of the foot is also on a hinge joint, and that's pretty much it. Also, I forgot to point out that there's weapon storage, as there's plenty of joints, I mean, not joints, tabs to, of course, tab in your weapons, accessories. Although you can only store in 2 in the back, and then have one being held on one of his hands. It would work better if CLIFFJUMPER is holding his sword, and then he has both of his guns in the back. Anyways, let's just get down to size comparison. Starting off, here he is next to the buzzworthy Bumblebee Studio Series CLIFFJUMPER, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie CLIFFJUMPER, Studio Series Bumblebee Movie RC, Studio Series Rise of the Beasts Core Class RC, Rise of the Beasts Mainline RC, Transformers Studio Series Jazz, Studio Series 86 Jazz, and lastly, Studio Series Gamer Edition Optimus Prime. Well, anyways, let's get down to transformation, which I think is pretty frustrating. Starting off, what you're going to do is just going to close in his shoulder pads, move the wrist all the way down, even though that joint is annoyingly tight, and then rotate the wheels and make sure it is facing like that. Oh, and make sure you rotate the waist, open this up, move this all the way out. Don't worry about those unsatisfying clicks. And make sure you open this outwards, make sure it moves outwards. There you go. And then close it in. Oh yeah, make sure these are moved out as well. What you're going to do next is you're going to close in the shoulder pad, make sure it closes in, and then rotate the arm, make sure it closes in as well. Same process applies with the other side. What you're going to do next is you're going to open this up, make sure you have it like so. Rotate that, close that outwards, and then close in the front foot. Oh, and make sure that is closed in, but it's supposed to tab in somewhere. I think it tabbed in. Okay, now you can close in the side right here. Also, make sure everything tabs in place. For some reason, it sucks at doing that. Same process applies with the other side. And lastly, you just close in this whole back section. And for some reason, it likes to untab off, which is annoying. But hey, if you push it in, it'll stay in there. So, yeah, you're left off with this. And it's a tiny car. Or cyber car. But hey, I like how well the vehicle mode is. Yeah, the transformation's a little bit of a pain. But hey, this looks really good. Also, I do like how the Autobot symbol is right in front. And of course, here's the bottom of the vehicle. Looking neatly folded as usual. Oh, and don't think that hole right there serves as weapon storage. At least for the guns. The sword is a little better at that. Oh, how are you going to get it out? Oh, never mind. Well, anyways, here's weapon storage. And I think it would be best if the big Stinger cannon goes on the top, which serves as, turrets for the vehicle mode. Or rear defense, of course. And, of course, alternate mode weapon storage is the same as robot mode weapon storage, at least for the back. And, yeah. Well, anyways, I think that's pretty much it. I think that's all I have to say for this guy. Overall, I think he's pretty cool. Definitely recommend picking up. If you want to get this guy, he's available on Amazon for a good $22, and you most likely will find him in Walmart, depending on where you live. Anyways, if you like what you saw in this video, be sure to slam that like button, share this with your friends, turn on post notifications so that you don't miss another video, And most importantly, be sure to hit that big red button so we could pass 5,000 subscribers before 2024. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. See ya!